Well, I was born in Bordertown Hospital, you know where that is.
Yep.
And I grew up on a farm east of there, about 2 miles from the border, Victorian border. Grew up and had to go to school with 2.5 miles across paddocks, and I had we borrowed an old pony which was about bony.
A bony?
Bony, to ride on, no saddle.
Bony pony.
Yeah, it was. And the kids, well, they were boys and that, they rode my pony for a while because she had one speed.
Yep.
Flat out. And I used to carry 40-odd rabbit traps on the saddle.
Crikey.
The creek was in flood one time. Oh, what am I going to do? You know, rubber boots were full. So I swung myself onto the back of the saddle. She never budged. Then I got off it and had to open the gate and go and put.
So you walked the horse with all the rabbits and the traps on it?
Yeah. I was away from home about 2.5 years, I think it was.
Then you went back to Mum and Dad's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did some droving, sheep work and that sort of thing. And I remember working in the shearing shed. There were 4 shearers.
Yep.
And there'd be a rouseabout boy and he'd fling the fleece onto the table, and I had an uncle that side, another uncle this side, and he was a classer and a roller, and I worked on the breech on that side to help him out. I learned a bit.
Yep. So it's the 1960s and you've been chatting to your neighbour. How did you end up becoming involved with Dawn?
We joined up Narrowcourt, Lucerdale Field, and that became one. Well, this neighbour that used to take a spotlight, and he'd heard about this meeting they were having here at Narrowcourt, so he asked me would I like to go, so I did, and that's how I met Dawn.
Okay.
And she had this drawing that the kids had done of this animal, and of course there was a man over there, just out of Lucendale, skeptic, thorough skeptic.
Yeah.
He died, 2 or 3 years ago, probably still a skeptic. But, and then you hear stories from over that way. A chap working in the shearing shed, scoffing, and I don't believe in his own imagination. He came back to work on the Monday and he was a bit glum and gloomy. What's wrong with you? He said, I saw one of those animals.
Oh, stripey.
Yeah.
So do you remember any of your sort of times when you went out with Dawn having a look? You told me you went out to Fairview one day and you found some prints out there.
Yes. She had fanciful ideas too, but I drove from Camorra way around, picked her up and out to Fairview. Off we walked. And of course there were animal tracks on the road, nobody had used it overnight and that. And we reckoned there were tracks there were dog-like prints.
Mm-hmm.
And little ones too. And of course we go a bit further and Dawn's fanciful thinking, she said, I reckon it hopped in the pouch. It was a backward pouch.
Yeah.
It was a little fella. Might have been a big little fella if you could see the prints.
So the little prints disappeared and the big prints continued?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I think the adult jumped into the scrub.
Okay,
The scrub
that was the end of the
sides,
tracks.
you see.
Woman's Weekly did the article on New
How
Zealand.
did you come across that?
Oh, I get around.
I demand to know.
It's called the internet. Everything's on there. Anyway, I can show you the article if you like. I've got it on my computer. I can bring it up and show you.
Me looking at a red flowered bush in my
That's
garden.
right, yeah, the bottle brush I think it was.
Not a callistum or something of Western Australian red brush on it. Oh, yeah. You said
okay.
the name, I'd know.
Not a hakea. Kunzia?
Baxter Eye, was it?
Kunzia Baxter, yeah, that'd be it. The lady from the Woman's Weekly come and hung with you for quite a few days, didn't she?
I can't remember that at all. Whether she went with Dawn, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember it.
So you took a few plaster casts of the prints you found along the way?
Dawn did.
Yeah?
Yeah, she took those.
How many do you reckon she would have taken over the time?
3 or 4. I reckon 1 or 2 went to the museum and she never got them back.
Yeah.
That was out near where the kids on the school bus saw it.
Yeah,
on the side of
okay.
the road.
With everything that happened back then that you were investigating, you're quite convinced of what you were investigating?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, I still believe in it.
Yeah.
It is what Dawn used to call the animal, in capital letters. It has to be. There can't be anything else.
Too many people saw and reported the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
So you're quite convinced that the old thylacines are still out there waiting to be found?
Waiting for one to be run into on the road.
Sadly, I think that's the only way we're going to prove it.
There were too many sceptics. But I just filed them away, all the ones that I saw.
Yeah.
And then this fella that he died last year, and he's prepared to shoot one, and went through a road fence, over the road, another fence, and off, and couldn't chase it.
Yeah. They're a little bit too smart for that.
Yeah. Well, he had to go around and find a gate, and then
animals.
And by that
through
time,
the way
it's too
by
far away.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have wanted to kill it, but you know, you had to have proof.
And this is the catch-22.
Yeah.
They want an animal. It's illegal to trap them.
Yeah.
It's illegal to shoot them because they're protected. But they want a body or a live animal to prove that it exists. So
And how do you protect something that doesn't exist?
well, this is true. How do you prove it's there if you're not allowed to catch it?
That's right.
So
It's a I don't know, conglomeration of stupid rules. It was between my and the gap, I'd say.
yeah.
I saw that. And I only saw it about 3.5 seconds. My auntie that was with me, she was fishing in the back of the vehicle for a plastic bag or something, because I'd seen a dead rabbit on the road.
Oh,
I did a
okay.
U-turn because I was driving her car. I did a U-turn like that, and picked up the rabbit and was going back towards the boot, and looked up because the girl had gone past on her bike. She had a long ponytail under her helmet,
Yeah.
and I'm going like this, and by the time I
Around, he's
turned
rummaging around in the
they'd
back,
gone
then.
in the bushes. She missed it, but
Always the way. You only get a glimpse of these things.
yeah, it was about 3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
I can see hind leg and a tail, but it's showing white instead of dark.
I think that's just because of the light,
Yeah,
because it comes out from the
would be,
shadows.
but the shape of the tail was there. I could see that, and the hind leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee. Yeah, the shape of the hindquarters and the tail is there.
Does that look fox to you?
No.
You've seen enough of them. You can see how wide the base of the tail is there.
Yeah.
That's blown up quite a bit now.
I can see the tail now, but before that I could only see this white thing.
Yeah. Well, that's up nice and close now. There.
Yeah, no, I could I could sort of see some stripes up there.
Yeah. Where were you living when you had the 3 kids? And...
Oh, Camorra, other side of Rattenbury down that way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, northeast of Penole.
Yeah. And
that's where I learned about the tiger a lot.
Okay, so what era was that? Was that in the 50s, early 60s?
No. Well, I came up here in 78, so it was in 60s and
In
early
the 60s.
70s.
Yeah.
Yes. There were other people just over the border, father and son, and they were out in the Durragong area. These names won't mean much to you.
That's all right.
And they saw 2 heads bobbing through the bracken, galloping, just 2 heads. And they went and had a look at these giant footprints. What was it? And Jim, the fella that we used to go potting rabbits with, he was in his uncle's place, it was just up from us. And he saw this funny animal because he's reaching for his rifle, it's behind him like that, and of course it went through the road fence and over the road and into the fence and he couldn't chase it.
Yeah.
But further up the road was a young bloke there, because I was talking to him after that, I suppose. And he was out looking around his father's sheep, and he was the same rifle behind his back, and he saw this striped fox jumped up from behind a heap of logs. I said, you didn't see a striped fox, you saw a thylacine. A what? He says. He didn't know swallow from a raven, I don't think.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot of people like that, they don't know. There was a boy and a girl anyway, and they were out roaming around in the scrub. And they were sort of quietly walking, probably not talking. And they looked over a log, must have been a size log. They looked over there, and there's this animal grooming itself. Well, found the spot, and I scooped up leaves and dirt and stuff like that and brought it home and put it on the table and sorted it all out, and I found some hairs. So I sent them to Peter Aitken.
Peter Aitken.
That's him. I sorted them out. It was sort of rusty looking hairs and a blacky looking one. It was only about 9.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was grooming itself. It was bound to lose a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, got a letter from Peter Aitken to say that they weren't the hairs. They weren't the hairs like those of my specimens.
Now, one of the interesting things about the photo of the rear footprint that went in the Woman's Weekly article is that it was only about 4 inches long. It looked very much a thylacine print, but it was quite small. It was only.
It could be a young one.
Could be a young one. Could have been a young one. But there was a little bit of speculation about whether or not there was a smaller subspecies getting around on the mainland. Probably to this day, because the one that was found in the cave on the Nullarbor in 1964 was only 2 feet long. From the tip of the nose to the base of the tail was only 2 feet.
That could be a young one.
But it had all of its adult teeth.
Oh, did it? Oh, young one. When do they shed their teeth? Or 2 years old?
I think the males aren't fully mature till about 3.
Right.
And that's when they get all of their teeth. But by 3 years old, they're a bit bigger than 2 feet long. They're about 3.5, 4 feet long in the body.
Yeah, well, this one that I drew a picture of, that was full length, I'd say. But the brown rump that I saw disappear in the bushes, that would have been a young one.
Right, okay.
It was I don't know what sort of brown you'd call it, brown.
So, yourself and Dawn were investigating this for a couple of years, do you think?
Oh, at least.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah. But it was funny, they were all around the Rattenbully Camorm area and over there.
Right.
Well, then they disappeared. You see, we learnt that they go around in a circle every 2 years. It could be 2.5 or anything like that.
The whole height of the activity, I suppose, with what you were investigating was between, say, 68 and 70, roughly?
Yeah, we could go back 64.
Yeah, it was building up.
Yeah, it might have, 64. No, see, my kids were down to high school, I suppose.
Dozens and dozens of sightings, over 300.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the file that Dawn had was about that thick with sighting information. What do you say to people who are still critical or sceptical about thylacines existing on the mainland?
Get lost.
I mean, you and Dawn did a lot of research for, a number of years, 4 or 5 years, and you got pretty close to proving it.
Well, I did anyway, I still ignored their comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still believed it.